Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey, hey, hey. I'm in this thing. What's goody? Today has been a day. Today has been a day for me, but I'm here. And I hope that everybody else's day has been good, because mine has not. Who in here with me? Is this Buddha? Buddha, are you in here with me? Who in here with me? Yeah. Who in here with me today? Today we will be reflecting on our childhood traumas. Let's reflect. How our childhood trauma has affected our adulthood. Let's talk about it. What's up, Kevin? How am I? I'm okay. I'm well. How are you? How are you today, Kevin? Are you okay? I'm okay. I ain't gonna say I'm good today, but I'm okay. Good. That's good. I'm happy you're good. This your first time in here, Kevin? This your first time in here? Yes, it's my first time. Okay, well, welcome. Welcome to the live. I appreciate your time. Good. I do appreciate your time. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate you. We talk about all kind of things in here. Definitely a vibe. Feel me? Hey, friend Nisa. Hey. Hey, Joe. My JoJo in the building. Welcome to the live. Hey, hey, hey. What's up, y'all? Got friend Nisa and Joe. Yes, y'all. Y'all come in here and hit that like button. Hit that like. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hey, do y'all like these crackers? They so good. I ain't bought these in a while, but these are my favorite crackers. You hit the like button. Thank you, friend Nisa. If y'all never had these, you need to get these. They are so good. This bag costs like $4. They so good. I've been snacking on these. And me a hot, because I was feeling so nauseated. I've been feeling nauseated for like the last couple of weeks. Did you get some sleep? Yeah, I slept. But when I got up, I was feeling nauseated. So I just kind of stayed up. I actually wanted to go back to sleep. Like I want to take a nap now, but I had to go to work, of course. But I've been feeling so nauseated. I think it got something to do with my medicine. But I think it be because I be eating like I be going hours and hours and hours without eating. I don't know what it is. Yes, I hit 5K subs. I hit that yesterday. I hit 5K. Yay! What's up, Lisa? Yep, I hit 5K yesterday. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa J. Stocks in the building. The money lady. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her. Make sure y'all subscribe to Joe Delaney. Joe has awesome shorts. I share her on my channel all the time. She is one of my members. Anybody you see in green is one of my members. Lisa, you been thinking about joining the squad? You the number 6 like. Thank you for that. I know you at work. I'm talking about joining my membership. She's helping my man work. Yes, you will be. Oh, thanks, Lisa. And my boy Jaleel, that's my right hand man with the master plan. He in the building. Sign videos. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Sign video. I see you in here a couple of times. Welcome. This big bump on my face. Where am I going? Where am I going? To hell if I don't pray. Where you going? You gonna send me a message on IG? Okay. When I get to my first stop, I'll read it. You ain't going nowhere. We got 10 people in the building. 10 people in 7 lights. Come on, y'all. Thumbs up. We got right there in the corner. Thumbs up to live. Nothing important. Okay. You didn't change your name again, Legendary. Or this is another one of your accounts. Your 300 hours yet? I meant to ask Trenda too because Trenda said she had 200 hours. You got 300 hours. I'm surprised y'all ain't got to your hours yet. Be back in school after tomorrow. DJ Ryan, the mechanic, in the place to be. What's up, DJ Ryan? What's going on? This DJ Ron time of year. He had all the car shows. Y'all gotta go. I can't. Okay, friend needs some. Y'all need to go check out DJ Ron's channel. Came to my house saying, "Hey, cutie. Hey, D-Chat. Legendary. You gotta tell me something. Y'all need to go check out DJ Ron Mechanic channel. He always putting on special stuff on his car. Now he got like these lights on his wheels. But this is time of year. Working in the background. Okay, appreciate you. Because he be going to all the car shows or whatever. So y'all need to go check out his channel. You black, you 11, and you're not in the ninth, you're in the 6th grade. Oh, we're going to have to block you off the channel then, Legendary. Oh, you got me. Wait, no. Got you. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, you trolling? I'm going to troll you. I'm going to time you out for 10 minutes. I ain't going to be able to say nothing for 10 minutes. Tell him again, D-Chat. You always in here starting trouble. Wait, who you, oh, DJ Ryan. I don't do homework. And you the only student I know that don't do homework. What's up, Jose? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Jose, what you eating today? Jose, you look at my video that I dropped? I dropped 2 new videos. I dropped a sandwich video where I was eating corned beef, and I dropped a video where I was eating some Japanese ramen. You gotta check out those videos, Jose. Paying your brake calipers? By being banned, I could just come back with other accounts. Man, you know how wrong my what's the jigs is? They gonna block you on every account. Well, you know we ain't worried about that. My your dad drive. Teach you how to drive. That's nice. Want something to the ride? I already know. Triple TZ, spicy TZ, in a heezy, cheesy. What's up, Triple King? Peachy creamy, that's amazing. Period. Slam videos. You started. Don't start. Hey Maria. Hey Quincy Vlogs. Slime videos. You started it. Don't start. Slime videos. You're gonna get timed out for like 20 minutes or 10 minutes or something. You started it. He wasn't talking to you. He was talking to me. Slime videos. You started the argument. He was not talking to you. You said something smart to him first. Don't start. You got a show coming up this Saturday. I hope the weather be good. What's up, Maria, Maria? She's a mommy of a West Side Story. Living a life in Spanish Harlem. Right. And you be cool on the trolling. Y'all know I be letting Legendary get away with stuff. Cause that's my favorite nephew. But you be cool. Stop being irritated. You don't start living who he is. Because he lied. That food I look good, you need a plate. What's goody? You went and got some blueberry vodka? Just dropped the conversation. What's up, Black? Triple cheesy, third cheesy. Believable, okay. Hey, chat. There are nurses here with both to eat off that phone. What? Jose, what are you talking about? Jose, I'm confused. What you talking about? You talking about me? I'm enough to share? What are you talking about? I ain't even got to my first stop yet, Maria. I'm still driving. I'm driving. And who you asking do they got a channel sign? Who, Legendary? Oh, yes. How many McDoubles can I eat in one sitting? Are you about to do that video, Triple T? Because I don't even eat, I try not to eat McDonald's burgers no more. The most I can do for McDonald's is maybe a chicken sandwich and some chicken nuggets. They burgers really, really make my stomach hurt. I'm ready for my daily crack. You do love McDonald's, though. You love it. You a slut for them, I need help. Hey, fast food can be addicting, though. It really can be. It really can be addicting. McDonald's Anonymous. I can eat 2 Whoppers. What? What do that even mean? What is it called? MA. Right. McDonald's Anonymous. Exactly. Come on, y'all. Like the live. It's 19 people in here. It's only 11 likes. Come on. Thumbs up the live. Hit the 3 dots in the corner and thumbs up the live. And share it out. 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 Legendary, where Bella been at? You ain't heard from Bella? These is press on. These is custom press on. I put these on for Mother's Day. Thank you, Black. Do you support Palestine? Thank you, Maria. Do I support Palestine? I don't even know. I don't know. I guess I do. Cause what's the other country they be asking me? Do I support Palestine or what's the other one? I don't know. I just hope everybody over there be okay. They be there be so much stuff going on over there. They support the U.S. We over here struggling and messed up. Shit. Israel, yeah, the other country. I don't know when you. How did the channel look? Let me ask you this: when y'all ask, do we support them? What exactly do you mean by that? What do you mean? Do I support them? When I'm supporting them? What exactly does that entail? What do I have to do to support them? Does that mean do I feel bad for the country? Does that mean do I have empathy or sympathy for the people who live there? Like, what exactly do I have to do to support the country? You know what I mean? Because, like, you know how many other countries it is outside of the United States that's, like, messed up, that go through stuff other than Palestine and Israel? You know what I mean? So it's like, you asking me, do I support them? No, I don't, because I don't know enough about them to support them. So I need to know what does that entail? When people say, do you support this country? Support in what way? What's up, Laura? Because all you understand TV. Anybody understand what I mean when I say that? Like, do you support so-and-so? I guess. What that mean? Pray for them? Think about them? I don't want to feel bad about nothing. I mean, I could pray for them. Like I said, I always think about the people in all these countries that's going through stuff. That, they be having wars and all that type of stuff. I feel horrible for those people. And I really wish they could have a better life. So if that's the case, yes, I support them. Yes, if that's support, then yes, I feel horrible for them. But why do it got to be Israel or Palestine? I feel bad for both of them. I feel bad for the people that is going through everything and they ain't got shit to do with it. That suffering, I feel bad for the people that suffering because of it. The children, the women, the men, the disabled people, the senior citizens, and all that. That's what I feel bad for. Or for the people who in part of the war and they don't even want to be part of it. That's what I feel bad for. And that's what I'm saying. You saying the war? I'm 42 years old. It seems like the war been going on for all my life. As far as I can remember. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I support them. I support both. I support Palestine and Israel. Can I do that? Can I support both of them at the same time? I do that. I support both. I don't support just one of them. I support both of them. How about that? Yeah, I support both of them. Period. Okay, Maria. Support both. Because when they ask me, do I support Palestine, I don't even know what that means. What does it mean to support a state? I mean, a country that's going to war with another country. What do I have to do to support them? What does that mean? Think about them, pray for them, say that I feel sorry for the people. You know what I mean? Like, what does it mean to support them? I'm praying for them. I think about the people. I pray that the people don't have to continue to go through this type of stuff. Is that support? I don't know. And she was just digging up her nose. Gross. She was like, pick a winner, pick a dinner, pick a chicken dinner, winner, dinner, boogers. And she got big old nostrils too. Like, pick a dinner, pick a winner, dinner. Oh, oh. Do your channel have 22.1 million subscribers? Well, I can't wait till my channel be like that. And I get 22.1 million subscribers. Per. Ooh. Another phone going off. Hey, that Blazer, hey, that new Blazer is nice. That Chevy Blazer is nice. Going home to cook. I'm starving right now. What you cooking? What's up, TT? TT in the place to be. TT, unhide them. That's legendary and slime. You can unhide them. They just talking shit. You can unhide them. Just time them out. You can unhide them. And unhide, I'm trolling too. Just time them out. TT, what's goody? TT, what's goody? TT came in here doing backflips. TT, I feel like you was a gymnast in your last life. Or you might have been one in this life. I don't know. TT, what's goody? TT came in here getting right to it. She like, oh, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Y'all, today I wanted to talk about childhood trauma. You ever sit back and think about some of the things you've been through? You know, childhood. And think about how it shaped your life. Like some of the decisions that you made. How you probably never got over some stuff. What's up, Book Out? The childhood trauma can really mess you up. You know how many people be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s and still be dealing with stuff from their childhood? And most people don't even know. They don't even realize it. Or they just don't realize it. Like could have happened in their childhood and they felt like, oh, that's just something that happened. They might remember it and they just like, oh, that happened. They feel like they got over it. Said Brandy don't want to talk to you. My God, I know this is not what they call fixing the street or bumpy now. They could have left it the way it was. It's stupid. Brandy ain't even in here. And we wasn't in here yesterday. We usually gonna be in here on Mondays. Look out. And every time Brady come in here, she speaks to you. Look out. What you talking about? Look out. Don't start trolling. I'm gonna gather your ass. I'm gonna gather you real quick. Don't start. You heard me. Anyway, people be, like I said, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old and still be dealing with trauma from their childhood and don't realize it. It be stuff that be happening like, I remember my one friend, he started going to therapy after he got married. He didn't get married until he was 45 years old. And he started going to therapy because his wife told him, like, you need to go to therapy. He was 50 years old. And he started discussing things with his therapist. And it was years down the line. He was in his 50s, literally. In his 50s. By the time he started discussing this with his therapist. And he didn't realize that he had saw his mother get raped at like the age of like 6 or something like that. And he didn't realize seeing that at that age, like he knew that it was traumatic for him, but he didn't realize that seeing that at that young age and then going into his adolescent years, teenage years, you know, um, you know what I mean? Like going into those years growing up and stuff, he didn't realize that that really affected him over the years. He just figured, he saw when he was 6, he was a small child. It was what it was. They talked about it, you know. After that situation, I think he moved in with his grandmother. Him and his mom moved in with his grandmother. It was like a long story. His mother ended up, however, they had a good life, just blah, 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 blah. Good guy. He wasn't like abusive or nothing like that. He wasn't, successful, this and that. He got married later in life, due to some other things because he was like in the service and stuff like that. But all in all, a good guy. But he was just saying like some of the decisions that he felt like he made dealing with women and some of the women that he chose and the way he had, having sex and just a lot of the decisions that he made was kind of based on what he saw at 6 years old, and he was 50, and he didn't realize that until that therapy session in his 50s. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to realize that your childhood trauma can definitely um, um, your childhood trauma can definitely make you be something that you don't know, or something that you don't realize. You know what I mean? Um, so it's important to make sure that even if you feel like something is not so bad, you got to make sure that you live it. You got to make sure that you realize it. You got to make sure that you deal with stuff. We as people, we like to brush stuff under the rug, and I feel like men are a little worse with it, brushing stuff under the rug, not dealing with stuff. Well, what's up, son? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you been? Yeah, I feel like men are worse with that, where they don't deal with things. But I can say this: I am seeing a lot more people, period, go to therapy these days, seeing therapists and psychiatrists and psychologists and things like that. That's a good thing, though. Why did I do that? I think I'm not sitting here. All right, y'all, I got to get out for a second. I'll be back. I'm back, y'all. You said, why is it loud? Hey, Pam. Yeah, I know I'll be having to get out real quick. Um, hey, Maria, I just came back to, oh, this stupid, is this a mosquito? Get out of my car. I think it was two of them. But anyway, what I was saying was sometimes your childhood trauma, I had to regroup and rethink of my words. Sometimes your childhood trauma can reshape the person that you are today. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we as people, girl, I just let the window down so it could just fly on out. Um, you know, we as people, like I was just mentioning, my friend was 50 years old and, you know, seemed to be um, a very well-rounded man, successful, good guy. Um, how he ended up basically finding out that his childhood trauma affected him. He was 50. He was in his 50s. You know what I mean? Like in his 50s. So it's like you never realize how long your childhood trauma can affect you. You don't realize it until you really start reflecting on your childhood and you start reflecting on your life and you start thinking about different things. Like, for instance, for myself, I can speak on me. Um, like I was raped when I was 17 years old, right? So when after that happened to me, um, that definitely made me look at uh sex a whole lot different. You feel me? And like the way that I dealt with men, for sure. Um, the way I dealt with men, my trust with guys, a lot of different things. Now the guy who did it, it wasn't somebody that I trusted. I mean, let me say. So I was like, okay. So the situation was, I was with my cousin. It was my cousin's boyfriend's nephew that did it to me, or whatever. It was on my 17th birthday. Yep, it was on my 17th birthday. I never forget. And it was pretty bad. You know what I mean? But my point in saying that is saying like the way that thank you, Jaleel, the way that like affected me was basically like because like the way that affected me, like even to this day, 41 years old, because the whole other part of the night he was real super duper nice to me, like super nice, like 'cause we was with each other like the earlier part of the night. He was very very nice to me, very very respectful, very very cool, very very, you know, like all the things, you know what I mean. So like literally the rest of my life, because of that experience, uh, I always felt like guys be full of shit. Like, I don't care how nice they is, how cool they is, you know what I mean? Like, they still might do something bad to you. Like, that's my trauma. So like, that's just how I feel. No matter how good somebody is to you, no matter how good they talk, no matter how handsome they is, no matter none of that, deep down in my heart, I feel like they still might do something bad to me or to any woman because what would you like to do? Canceled. Because it just might be like that. Like, and that's just my trauma. And can't nothing and nobody make me feel different. And like I look at him, like I remember his face, like, and when I like I remember his face, and I remember seeing him, and I remember was like, ooh, he is so fine. Like when I first saw him, I was like, ooh, he got perfect teeth, like he had the perfect skin, and you know what I mean. Like he was, I mean, I'm short or whatever. Like him, just he wasn't super super tall, but he was taller than me. He was dressed really nice. Like he was a perfect looking kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like perfect teeth, perfect nose, cheekbones, like, you know what I mean, slim, good looking, kind of muscular. Like, I just remember him being like this perfect looking kind of guy. Like, and then at that end of the night, he would not take no for an answer. Like, going to my cousin's house, and my cousin, like, we had been drinking. Well, at the time, I wasn't drinking because I was 17, so I wasn't a drinker. But they had been drinking. He was a little older than me. Like I said, it was my 17th birthday. My cousin had been drinking. My cousin was grown. Her dude was grown. And I think he might have been like maybe 19, maybe 20 or something like that. I don't know. He wasn't that much older than me, though. And they had been drinking. I wasn't drinking. So when we got back to my cousin's apartment, my cousin and her boyfriend had went in the room, and me and him was in the living room. And I remember my cousin had this leather couch. So I remember it was so hot in my cousin's house, like it was sweltering, like it was so super 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 hot that I was like, I'm about to make a pallet on the floor because I'm like, I'm not about to sleep on this hot ass couch, like, because she had a leather couch. So I was like, I'm about to just make a pallet on the floor. So I had went in her I don't know if it was her kids' room or wherever, and she had like blankets and sheets and pillows or whatever. And I got some blankets and I made a pallet on the floor. So I'm laying there, and I remember he was just like sitting on the couch. He was like, I'm about to come lay on the floor with you. And I definitely felt uncomfortable, and I was just like, I'm like, like, so I was like, well, if you come lay on this floor, I'm about to go in one of my little cousin's rooms because, my cousin had kids. And he was like, well, I ain't trying to make you feel uncomfortable, so I'm just going to sit. I'm just gonna sit on the couch. I'm just gonna sit on the couch because I was getting sleepy. You feel me? So, and the reason I didn't want to go in my cousin's room because it was really hot in my little cousin's room. So I'm like, I'd rather just sleep out in the living room. So I'm telling him, so I'm giving him the signs like, I don't want you to sleep. Hey, Zachary. Hey, Brandy. Hey, kept saying like he was going to try to touch me or whatever. So I ended up just going to my little cousin. I go to one of my little cousin's rooms, and I'm sleeping in one of my little cousin's rooms. Part. My little cousin used to pee on herself all the time. So her room is pissy as hell. So I'm pissed off. I'm like, it's stinky here, so like pee. Like I am grossed out. But I didn't wanna go back in the living room because I knew that he was trying to make advances towards me. You know what I'm trying to say? So I was like, like I gotta deal with this pissy room or whatever. So I just stayed in there. I was like, I'm just about to just have to deal with it. You know what I mean? So long story short, he came in the room, and he did what he did to me or whatever. I just remember him like overpowering me and put his hand over my mouth and just the whole one too or whatever. So I remember when he left out of the room or whatever, like my cousin stayed over there like in a part of the neighborhood where it wasn't the best neighborhood or whatever. So like me fighting him, like I remember I bit him real bad and I made him bleed. Like I bit through his skin, like I bit him real bad, and I was like scratching and fighting and all of that. Cause my thing is, yeah, you got some coochie or whatever, forcefully, but I'm not about to just let you get it without a fight. Like so, like I bit through his skin, like bit, like you know what I mean, like bit down into his skin, and I made him bleed, and I was scratching and fighting and all of this. So, like, I remember when he left the house, he was bleeding or whatever. So, once he runs up out the house or whatever, I'm bamming on my cousin's door. And my cousin used to sleep, like, super, super heavy or whatever. But her boyfriend was there, too. So, her boyfriend come waking up. He was like, what happened? And I'm like, yo, nephew, cousin, whatever. I'm like, he just raped me, like, or whatever. So, he wakes my cousin up, or try to wake her up. He finally get her up. Now the thing is, my cousin was scared of my mother, cause my mother was one of them types. Like back in the day, my mother used to be kind of like the gangster type. Yeah, she used to be one of them. So, and my cousin was terrified of my mother, so she already knew my mother was gonna be pissed. So she like, what? So she just instantly started crying like, oh my God, how am I going to tell Auntie Teddy? Like, oh my God, please. So I'm just sitting there, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, like crazy. Now, the crazier part was earlier that day, I had lost my virginity that morning to my, well, he wasn't really my boyfriend, but to this guy that I was talking to. I had lost my virginity that morning to this guy that I was talking to. He ended up being my boyfriend and my baby father. But I had lost my virginity that morning. Anyway, yeah, so my cousin crying, like, oh my God, I gotta tell Auntie Teddy, you know, oh my God, what am I gonna do? This and that. I'm crying. I'm telling my cousin's boyfriend, like, it was your nephew that did it to me. Like, he the one who did it. He like, where he at? I'm like, he ran out of here. Like, so now, he like, it was crazy. I remember it was in the middle of the night. Hey, wonderful frugal mama. I remember they took me home in the middle of the night. I just remember crying that whole night long, like all night. Coincidentally, my cousin's boyfriend was a EMT. So when we got over there to my mother could barely walk. Like my mother was not well. My mother was like kind of like sickly. Oh, look at the deer just trotting across the road. So my mother was like kind of like sickly, like for real. So my mother got dressed. This was the very last time my mother went to the hospital with me too. Went to the hospital with me so I could go to the hospital and go get checked or whatever. Um, he didn't like come at me or whatever, 'cause I ain't give him a chance to. He ain't even come or nothing. 'Cause I was fighting him and I was biting him and scratching him and beating him up or whatever. Um, but they did check me and all of that. The police came and all that. My cousin's boyfriend did get the police his information, his nephew's name, and all that. Yeah, he was real forthcoming. Like he didn't hold back no information. He didn't, he was good with everything. Like, you know what I mean? And long story short, that situation really just like it just really put me in a place where it just made me not trust guys. Like it made me feel like if a guy looked too good, if he looked too neat, nice and neat and perfect teeth and perfect skin and talk too good and talk too, you know what I mean, that he is a rapist. That's how it made me feel. For years, that's how I felt like for years. And then basically that turned into like that transformed that feeling turned into well not necessarily the looks of a person, but just the words. They're not trustworthy. That men are just not trustworthy. If they talk too good, if they, you know what I mean? If they talk too good, they full of crap. They just want one thing. Period. So that's why, like, in my life, like, I could say this. My mother always encouraged always made me and my sister feel beautiful. Like, very, very beautiful growing up. She always told us how pretty we were. She always told us how beautiful we were. She always told us how lovely we were. When, like, we didn't, like, she didn't, my mother didn't call us, like, bitches and hoes. And you know how, like, some mothers cuss their daughters out like that? My mother never talked to us like that. My sister and I, we never went through that. You know? Like, don't get me wrong. My mother did curse at us. So she said stuff like shit and stuff like that. But she never called us out of our name, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't hear women talk to their daughters and call them crazy names. Like, my mother never called my sister and I out of our names. So, in my life, because that, even though that happened later in my life, the way my mother treated my sister and I, and then that happening in my life, that kind of made me feel better about myself and not necessarily make certain decisions when it came to men anyway. Like, not just sleep with anybody and not just, you know what I mean? Like, when I made decisions, it wasn't because of a guy just talking me up out of my drawers. Like, You know what I mean? When I was growing up, when I, you know what I mean? like if I slept with a guy, it was really because I wanted to. I know that sounds kind of messed up, but it wasn't because the guy just was like, "Hey, what's up, good? What's up, baby? Yeah, you look good, this and that." Because I already knew that I was pretty, and I already knew that I was beautiful, and I already knew that I was smart, and I already knew, like, I had confidence. You know what I mean? Period. So couldn't nobody talk to me and make me feel different, because I had that in me already, and I already didn't trust guys. So you know what I mean? It's okay, legend. And wait, let me go back and read. Wait, what happened? Wait, what happened? Oh, legend, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that, legend. But that's another thing to discuss too. That is something else. I was in 2021. You probably need to go to therapy about that. Bougie in the building. She got work. Hey, she ready to twerk. Hey, she got work. Hey, she ready to twerk. Hey. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get out. Damn. But this one thing, I'm gonna say to parents, aunts, uncles, big cousins, all that. Protect these kids, man. Protect your kids. Thank you, Legendary. Protect your kids. Encourage your kids. Love on your kids. Because it's so many things that's happening in this world. Everybody always talk about protecting the girls. You don't need to have everybody around your boys neither. Period. It ain't always about the girls. Boys get abused as well. Right. And you right, Brandy. A lot of people do say that. Not my kid, not my problem. That's not right. Cause to be honest, the same person. So my sister and I got molested by my aunt's husband. Right. I didn't tell my mother about me getting molested until I was in my 20s. Never told my mother about it. Now, when I got raped, she was told immediately when I was 17. But when I got molested, I was a little kid. I was very, very young. I was actually younger than my sister because I'm 5 years younger than my sister. So I was I was super, super young. I think I might have been like 5 or 6, maybe 7. Let me think, because that's when my great grandmother had her house in East Cleveland. I don't remember exactly how old I was. I just know I was super, super little. Damn, I'm supposed to be keeping straight. I don't know why I keep wanting to turn because this was blocked off for me. I just remember I was 5 or 6 or 7. I was somewhere around there. I was very, very young. And I remember my sister had suppressed it for years. And then when she turned 16, it kind of like popped back up. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I didn't tell my mother about it until I was like 20. I was grown. And the only reason I told my mother about it at that time was because the guy that I was dating, I told him. Brandy, see, why haven't you told your mother? See, this is the thing. I would have never told my mother about me getting molested. I would have never told her. Ever. The only reason I told is because of the guy that I was dating at the time. Me and him was talking, and whatever reason, like me and him, first of all, I was pregnant. So I was super emotional. I was pregnant by the guy, and I was super emotional. And he just was like, man, why is you, like, I was upset, and I just kept crying. He like, you just keep crying, like, what's wrong with you? And I just started telling him stuff like, I just keep thinking back on stuff and this and that, and I'm so emotional and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just telling them stuff, so I got to telling them about that. And I was like, and I'm like, I never told my mother and blah, blah, blah. And he like, what? He like, you and your mother is super close. Because he knew me and my mother had a real good, close relationship. And he like, you never told your mother? And I'm like, no. And he like, well, why you wouldn't tell her? I was like, well, we had went through all that stuff for my sister when my sister got ready to get married. And at that time, my sister had a stroke right before my sister got married. My sister got married when she was very, very young. My sister got married, like, y'all see that my sister had that renewal ceremony 25 years later. My sister and her husband got married. My sister was like 20 or 21. I was 16, so my sister was 21 when she got married, okay? Right before my sister got married, my sister had a stroke, right? So around that time, it was so much going on with my sister. And right before my sister had her stroke, my mother had just had a nervous breakdown. Now, remember I told y'all my mother had paranoid schizophrenia. So my mother had just got out the psych ward. Because I got pictures. If y'all see my sister's, oh my God, what do you call it when somebody is, what is it called? What's bridal shower? My sister's bridal shower. My mother didn't come to my sister's bridal shower because my mother was at the psych ward. So it was like my mother had a nervous breakdown, was in a psych ward for like a couple months, and then right after my mother got out the psych ward, my sister had a stroke, And then she was getting over that. Like my sister was literally limping at her rehearsal for her wedding. So it was like thing after thing after thing after thing. So like what I was going through was on the back burner. You feel me? So like that's kind of like how my life was all my life. My sister and my mother, not, and let me say this. That's the way I felt. I could have told my mother what was going on with me, but I just felt selfish for doing it, if that makes sense. Like, I loved my mother and my sister so much that I felt like I needed to deal with things on my own, even as a child. Even as a child. So when my mother was having nervous breakdowns and my sister was having strokes and people was sick and they was in and out the hospital and they was going through their things, I was 16 years old dealing with all of that 16, 15, 14, 13, going through high school, dealing with things on my own, dealing with my own mental. I was dealing with all those things by myself. All I could do was be strong for them. Be strong for my mother when my sister was sick. Be strong for my sister when my mama was sick. Nobody never seen me cry. I was just strong for everybody all the time. So then, right after all that stuff was over, boom, I finally found a guy that I really like, lose my virginity in the morning, and then get raped at that same night on my 17th birthday. Like, you talking about trauma? Let's talk about childhood trauma. Let's talk about it. So a couple years later, that same guy that I lost my virginity to at 17, I had never told my mother about me getting molested in childhood because of other reasons. And then when I tell him, because I got pregnant by him, and I'm super emotional going through my thing, the first thing he do is pick up the phone and call my mother. Like, V got something to tell you. And I'm so pissed off at him, like, why would you call her? So he kind of like made me tell my mother. Because I wouldn't have never told her. Why would you tell my mother? And that hurt her so bad because she never knew. My mother asked me several times, did anybody ever touch you? Did anybody ever do anything to you? Did anybody ever do this? Did anybody ever do that? And I'm like, no. Never. When my sister was going through her thing and going through the stuff with my uncle and all of that, I kept telling my mother, no, no, no. So can you imagine how hurt my mother was? And I'm like, and I kept telling him, that's the reason why I never wanted to tell her, because I never wanted to dig up that again. Nobody wants to see their mother hurt because of them. I mean, it wasn't necessarily because of me, you know what I mean, but because of what had happened. I'm in my 20s now, or I was about 19 to 20. I was somewhere around here. So it was painful. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. So that's why I implore you as parents, protect your kids. Don't have them around everybody. Don't. Don't let them spend a night over everybody's house. Don't let them be everywhere when they don't need to be everywhere. Encourage them, love them. Tell them you love them every single day. Hug them, kiss them. Give them all the accolades. I took pride in the fact that I was one of the friends, that I was one of the only virgins out of all my friends. I took pride in that. I took pride in the fact that a guy couldn't tell me I was pretty and talk me out of my drawers at my age. I took pride in that. Because so many of my friends was like 13, 14, 15, having sex. I took pride in the fact that I take pride in the fact now that my son can talk to me. When he was growing up, even though I got in his ass, me and Dejan are close, but I was close to my mother too. You need to be able to communicate with your kids. I know it's all like, okay, I ain't my son friend. I ain't my son friend, but I also let him know that the doors of communication is open. Because when you want to be able, because if you want to talk to me, I need you to be able to talk to me. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But if something is going on, I need you to be able to talk to me. Because it ain't no punishment no bigger than how much I love you. I don't care if you're doing drugs. I don't care if you want to have sex. I don't care if you... Ain't none of that bigger than how much I love you. Nothing. Because I didn't did it all. I was having sex before my mama wanted me to. I tried weed. I ain't never did. It's a lot of stuff I ain't never did, but I did try some stuff. Hey, Derek. Welcome to the live. I'm doing okay. And I hate parents that's like that. They act like they ain't never did nothing. They were so perfect. They were so great, and they just, they were so above everything. So they try to act like, oh, they kids just, man, quit acting like that. Sometimes you got to keep it real with your kids. You got to be honest with your kids. You got to let them know that you made some mistakes. Yeah, I was having sex when I was 15. I wasn't, but I'm just saying. I shouldn't have been, but I was. If you want to have sex, tell me so I can put you on birth control, so we could be on birth control rather than me take you to the abortion clinic. Or rather than you catching a disease that you can't get rid of. So many of these women don't like talking to their sons. I'm not a man. No, I'm not a man. But I talk to my son to this day. He about to be 19 years old. We have an open communication. Tell me about these chicks. All the way up. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. We talked. We communicated. I told y'all the story when he first got ready to mess with girls. The first time he fingered a girl, he told me about it. He didn't talk. He wasn't. It ain't nobody else to talk to. He wasn't close like that with his dad. He probably told his homeboys or whatever. But he told me, flat out, Mom, hey, this what happened. I took it right here. This what happened. I'm sitting up like, what? I guess that was better than sticking your finger in it. Thumbs up. Great. Time to go get some condoms. That's the next step, I guess. I didn't know what to say. Good job. I didn't know what to say. Did you smell it? What did it smell like? I didn't know what to say. But the point was that open dialogue let me know that he was messing with girls. You know what I mean? Like, but he told me, like, and he wanted to tell. It wasn't a secret. You know what I'm saying? Yes, me and my son had that type of open dialogue. Me and him talk about that to this day. And he literally be telling me, like, well, who else was I going to tell? And I be like, yeah, you right. You my mother. She was 13 years old. He wasn't close to his dad. I wasn't with my ex at the time. Me and him was broke up. I'm the closest person he know. Me and we ride together. Y'all better get an open dialogue with y'all kids. If something happened and you have no clue, you know how many of these kids stuff be happening to these kids? These kids be on drugs, pregnant, having disease. I'm about to give y'all a perfect example. So one of my friends' daughters was pregnant. Happened in Cleveland. Good student, straight A's, everything. She gets pregnant. She goes to her aunt's house, has the baby, cuts the umbilical cord, and like stuffs the baby in a garbage can or something. The baby dies, and they are charging her. They charged her as an adult. That girl got 42 years, if I ain't mistaken. Long story short, and personally, I feel that the girl is, I think, 16. I think she might between 14 and 16 years old. And I know the mother. I know the mother is not the best mother. She's not very supportive. She didn't know the girl was pregnant. I didn't know. Why? How? Why don't you have this open dialogue with your daughter? Why didn't she feel comfortable enough telling you she was pregnant? Why did you even know she was having sex? Why she wasn't on birth control? It's the mother's fault. I blame the mother. Not that little girl about to be in jail till you probably dead, and until she's 50 or 60 or something. That's the mother's fault. That's not that baby's fault. That's not that little girl's fault. Thank you, Derek. Did she get 40 or did she get 28 years? She got a whole lot of years for killing that baby. Now, did she consciously do it? Absolutely. She put the baby in a bag or something, smothered the baby. She did something. But instead of having the baby and taking care of the baby, taking it to her mother, or just even in that moment, instead of feeling comfortable enough to have the baby and taking it to her mother, she kills the baby. That's her mother's fault. That's absolutely her mother's fault. I believe that. I'm standing on that, and it ain't nothing in this world that can tell me anything different. That's a child. That's not an adult. That's a child. Because if my son do something crazy like that, that age, I'm taking the blame. That straight A student was pregnant and didn't feel comfortable enough to let her mother know and had that baby early, and instead of telling her mother, bled all over the place, had that baby, hid it, and killed it. And now her mama's sitting around depressed saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. Well, maybe you should have been a better mother. It's absolutely your fault. You should feel guilty. That guilt should eat your ass alive because it's your fault. Your grandchild is dead, and your daughter's going to be in jail for the next 20, 30 years. Thank you, Buddha. I'm okay. We have to love on our kids. We got to be there for them. We got to let them know that we're here for them no matter what. It's so many things that's out of our control. It's so many things that we can't control. When we send our kids off to school, we can't control what happens in school. We can't control what happens outside. We can't control what happens, at somebody else's house. But we can control where we send them. The places that we can control, we need to do that. We can control the words that we say to our kids. Build them up instead of tearing them down. Spend time with them. If you with them, get off the phone. Get off of YouTube. Get off of Instagram. Get off of Facebook. Make them put the phone down, video game down sometimes. Take them places. Take them outside of the house. If you ain't got no money, stay in the house. Play video games. Not video games, board games. Just talk. Just talk to your kids. Open dialogue. I remember talking to Dejan, sitting at the table with him. And this what made me and Dejan start doing it, because Dejan is a big game head. He still is right now to this day. And I remember putting him on punishment because I used to work a lot. And I'm doing Lyft and doing Uber and doing the second job and doing my main job and doing OT and blah, 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 blah. So I had got so tired and I'm all exhausted and about to damn near put myself in the hospital because I'm doing too much. The kid won't talk to the parent. I don't know. You got to break through them chains. You got to figure out why your kid won't. That's a parent problem. Why won't your kid talk to you? You got to figure that out. That's a parent problem. Why won't your kid talk to you? And if your kid won't talk to you, you got to figure out who he will talk to. The other parent, the bigger sister, the big brother, the uncle, the aunt, the somebody, the counselor, the therapist, somebody. And I ain't just talking about the mothers. I'm talking to the fathers, too. If it's fathers in here, talk to your kids. Fathers, talk to your daughters. Fathers, talk to your sons. I'm on the freeway. I'm still buffering. Probably, I'm still on the stretch of the freeway. Probably gonna go in and out like that. And on my knee first. It's just important, y'all. Cause you just never know how things affect the kids. It could be things that don't even happen in your household that affect the kids. Like in Cleveland, it's people that's getting killed every day. Your child could be experiencing losing friends. That could be affecting them. If your kids is losing people, losing their friends, they might need therapy. If they losing people that they grew up with, oh, I was in kindergarten with him, he just got shot. Oh, I was in first grade with him, he just got stabbed. Oh, I was in third grade with him, he just got in a car accident and died. Oh, I was in fifth grade with him, oh, he just got ran over. Oh, I was in eighth grade with him, oh, he just got killed by his stepdad. You know what I mean? Like, this the type of stuff that's happening in Cleveland. I'll tell you about that one story where the girl, she was on Instagram and she had all these rest in peace T-shirts. She had like, I think it was like 13 rest in peace T-shirts. 13 of them, and it was like friends, family, all these different people. Crazy. Imagine this girl's state of mind. Imagine losing 13 people that you know. And who's to say that that's all? That might just been T-shirts that she got. I don't even think that I lost 13 people in my life in 42 years. And this girl was a teenager. That is what these kids is going through these days. If you live in a rough neighborhood and your kids are losing people like that, get them some therapy. They might need it. I got Dejan therapy after COVID. I put Dejan in therapy after COVID. I noticed a difference in my son after COVID. My son, like me, he a people person. You could quit what's the jig in your lights at me? I'm going 80 miles per hour. How much faster you want me to go? Earface. Wait, did Janelle had a premiere today? Was that today? I meant the end is at 6:30. Janelle had a premiere. Was that today or tomorrow? Or was that 8:30? But I don't know, y'all. That's today. It's the 14th. Ain't today the 14th? I just checked it. It's today at 8:30. I thought it was earlier though. I thought it was 6:30 at first. I think he changed the time. But I don't really have much more to say on this. I just want to say protect your kids, love on them. If you got childhood trauma, just make sure that you go see about yourself. Even if you don't feel like you got childhood trauma, man, love on yourself. Go see a therapist. If you're going through things now and you can't figure out why you sad sometimes, you can't figure out why you sad sometimes, why you have mood swings, why you going through stuff. No, Triple T, not screw it. You need to go see a therapist. You too grown for that. That screw it attitude is not what we need to be going through at this age. You need to fix yourself. Fix yourself. Well, you should go. Well, you need to find something that's gonna fix you. If it ain't them, you need to find something. I don't know. Because everybody needs to be healed in some type of way. If you need it. Maybe everybody don't need healing. Well, that's good, Triple T. I think I'm gonna tell my story on my podcast about like my childhood and what I've been through, and all the way up until now. It's probably gonna be a couple of episodes. I ain't gonna be able to do it all in one episode. It's basically let y'all know what I've been through. But I thank y'all for listening. This was kind of heavy, and I'm ready to get off of here because I really don't have nothing else to say. I'm about to end this, and then I'm about to yeah, it's definitely okay to have heavy conversation. Oh, for sure. I love you too. I'm about to end this and do a music live. I want to hear some music. I'm about to end this and do a music live, y'all. Thank you, Buddha. Y'all want to hear some music? I'm about to end this and do a music live. Yeah, this is gonna redirect you to Jaleel's. That's how I said it. You will see. Oh yeah, you will be able to see, Buddha. So don't click out. You will see how it works. 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna end it. As always, be comfortable, be confident, and most importantly, be peachy. And then you will see when I end it, you'll be able to see how it works, Buddha. So don't click out.